Hello, welcome to Blockbuster Banter. I'm your host, Tyler Garver, here with our other host,
Anubis. Magana.
That's what I thought, baby. We're not dating. We're just gonna flirt heavily.
Yeah.
But we're starting this movie podcast because we both like movies and we both like shooting the shit with movies. Am I allowed to swear? I'm gonna swear. I don't care.
Love yapping about movies.
Yeah, we're just gonna yap for a little bit, you know. But yeah, we're gonna start with Inside Out, the little short, Riley's first date, and Inside Out 2. And Anubis here has just seen all three of those for the first time, and
back to back to back.
Yep, I've seen all of them except for Inside Out 2. This was my first time with Inside Out 2. But yeah, I literally rewatched Inside Out twice this week. Since our plans got canceled on Monday. I wanted to go in prepared on Monday, but I ended up going in double prepared for Thursday instead.
Yeah, I really had no idea what it was, because I haven't, I want to watch Soul too, and all these other ones.
You haven't seen Soul?
I haven't gotten around to it.
Oh, I gotta bring you through Soul as well.
But
well, next week is your movie to show me.
Absolutely.
So. Oh yeah, that's how this is gonna work. 1 week I'm gonna show Anubis a movie. Which I guess is a memory. I'm trying to roll with it. It's not working. And then
we'll swap back and forth. We'll alternate.
Yeah. Sometimes we'll do 2 movies and a short. Because why not?
Part of a little series, a little saga, if they have it available.
Yeah, we're just going to binge watch every single Star Trek movie one of these weeks. And
ooh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not too keen on that idea either, but I didn't say that. But yeah, so Inside Out was your first time ever experiencing it. So
it was.
We'll start there. How about that?
As a cohesive piece, I definitely thoroughly enjoyed it. I think that I don't know how much is out there. I'm sure there's plenty on the intermachinations of young minds and emotions and the way that each emotions can influence each other. And I actually really like the ones that they decided to choose in the movie, because to choose 4 or 5, however many, and pinpoint them, I feel like that must have been a tough choice.
Yeah, because I know I mentioned while we were watching the movie they wanted to do surprises one time.
Oh, that's right.
And I don't know any of them off the top of my head, but I know you can find concept art for a bunch of different emotions. I believe there's even concept art for Envy, for Inside Out 1.
Yeah.
Because they were originally wanted to do Envy there as well. But they were like, no, we're not going to do it. And then Envy ends up coming back for 2.
And it makes sense the emotions they chose for, a child. Because me personally, I was like, why the hell do they have disgust? But a child doesn't like broccoli or this XYZ, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
So.
I definitely agree. I like... The choice of emotion definitely made Riley seem more like a child. And it was cool when we ventured into the parents' minds, how different the mom's sadness was different from Riley's sadness.
Yeah, that's something.
I don't know the parents' names at all. Are they even said? I don't know.
It's mom and dad.
Mom and dad.
Yeah.
Mom and dad. We'll call them mom and dad.
I also like how each one of them have a different emotion taking charge as I don't know, I guess a little reflection of their own personality, since Riley's is joy as a child, because I don't know, they're all joyous, but poor mom seems really sad.
Yeah. Poor mom, dude. The whole first movie, the mom's just all like, "We left the Brazilian air pilot for this,"
literally,
and it was face paint that won her over.
And the dad being led by the angry one, putting the foot down, being a strong, sturdy man.
Yeah, and his anger didn't feel like Riley's anger.
Yeah, they all felt like their own unique anger, even though they take similar physical form. And I like that Riley's mom's anger has the lipstick too.
Yeah,
it's really cute, really funny.
Yeah, especially at the end of the movie when they're going into all of the different minds of all of the other characters.
That's right.
The bus driver being all anger was really funny. I mean, all of them shaped like anger, and all of them feeling the anger emotion.
Yeah, giving off the persona.
Yeah.
The ethos, if you will.
The ethos of anger. Yeah, I agree.
And I don't know, I was talking to you about this post movie 1, But I really like how they executed the fact that each emotion is just doing what they know how to do with the truest intention. And especially how they use sadness to show that every emotion is necessary in order to form a cohesive, coherent mind and a bodily experience. And you can't just ignore sadness and want to be happy. Which I like that also Riley says that. When she was like, her mom asked her to be happy and she's trying to. And so is Joy, obviously. But she can be sad and she needs to be sad. And I like that her parents recognize that and support her in that.
I agree. The scene at the very end when Riley gets home. I mean, I literally saw it on Sunday and today, and I cried both times.
Oh, dude.
Sunday was probably the first time I watched it since it came out. I think I watched it one more time after it came out in theaters. Like, I watched it in theaters and one more time. So, like, today was, like, my fourth time seeing it, and I'm pretty sure that I cried every single time. Because it's heavy, but it's so beautiful. And, like, I loved the first mixed emotion memory.
Yeah. I forgot about those.
Yeah. Though, like, I love that, like, Riley is still crying and she's still feeling all that sadness, but then when Joy touches the console, even through all that, she still smiles and she, like, breathes. And then a new beautiful core memory. I feel like Joy and Sadness learned a lot as well.
Yeah.
Throughout the course of the first movie.
Especially from each other as counterparts. Since, I'm gonna be honest, at first, Sadness's bitch ass, I was like, she was pissing me off. She was touching shit, she was ruining everything. And I was like, fuck, dude, I hate you.
When she was... the part that annoys me the most is, like, after they get sent into the long-term memory, right? And... She at this point, it's clearly established in both Joy and Sadness's minds that if Sadness touches a memory, it goes sad, right? But Sadness being dragged decides to touch every single memory.
Literally.
At that point, I was just like, bruh, are you kidding? Like, what is that?
And I don't know, I found it interesting, too, that when the other emotions touched the core memories, they didn't change.
My interpretation of that is that wouldn't have happened, like, while they were still in Minnesota. Sadness touching the memories wouldn't have done anything. It's like, kind of how, like, you grow up and you look back on your own memories, and you're like, oh, I was happy in the moment, but now I'm really sad. Yeah. Now I'm sad thinking about that thing because of A, B, C, D, X, Y, Z. Okay. So, like, the way I interpreted it was because of the move, whenever Riley thinks of those, that's why Sadness, like, feels the urge to touch them. Because Riley is she's no longer happy thinking about her core memories. She thinks about playing hockey on the lake, and it's not a happy memory anymore. Because she moved.
Yeah, she misses it.
Yeah, and I think that's why Sadness feels the, like, compulsive urge to go.
Yeah, that's right. I hadn't thought about it that way.
But yeah, but I.
Yeah,
that's just how I interpret it.
I imagine the difference in the story if, like, fucking disgust ruined everything.
Makes hockey goal.
Throws up.
And then Disgust is all like, gross. Hockey is all nasty and we're sweaty and
Perfect interpretation.
Yeah.
I like how the other three had to make themselves work together.
Yeah.
While Riley.
Yeah.
Or while Joy and Sadness were gone.
I know they obviously messed up the whole time, but, like, I really like the way those three worked with each other. Like, every time we cut back to headquarters and it was those three just all like, okay, how the hell do we do this? That was pretty cool. Because usually Joy is in charge and they just do everything Joy says. Which I noticed when we go into, like, the parents' minds, it feels more like hey, we should do this. Yeah, okay, that's a good idea.
Oh yeah, more like deliberation.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, less of like, with the dad, Anger's in charge, but everyone's just all like, can we put the foot down?
Oh yeah, right. They had to put in the keys all together at once.
They have to work together more.
Yeah.
Which I definitely feel like is like the sign of maturity.
That's true. Instead of just expecting... Well, yeah, I guess expecting one emotion to really drive a person. The adults know that it's far more complicated than that.
Right.
So I did like that. And I like that each one of them had their own opportunity to try and lead, but they were all just like, fuck this, you try.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah, that scene where they're like, all right, you're Joy now. Go be Joy.
You take charge, Fear.
Yeah, when Disgust was just straight up sarcastic and like they said the happy word, but because she felt anger, fear, or disgust, it didn't come out happy.
Was Cataclysm or Sarcasm, was that the first or the second?
That was the second one.
Fuck, I'm getting out of myself.
You're in the future.
Yeah. And I mean, I also like thinking back on how I can really, because that's the thing, I'm not a parent, so I can't be like, oh, my baby went through this, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
But I'm closer to having been a child than I am having been an adult. Well, I'm an adult, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, and I think that's what made it powerful in both movies, but, even in the first one, going in it blindly, I was like, this is, very easy to relate to.
Yeah.
And this is very real. For me, it definitely probably would have been like some bullshit like anger. But I can also see the sadness and the fear and the joy.
Yeah.
How about you?
I think in my past, I think I would have been like Riley. Okay. A lot of my life has been...
Yeah.
Yeah. Up until, like, my teenage years.
You would have had a secret emotion. Zesty.
Zesty?
Yeah.
Secret emotion unlocked. It's not in everyone. Some people just have more zest.
Truly. I liked the parents, too. I liked how...
The parents were very likable, yeah.
And I liked how their own conflicts influenced Riley. Like, especially with the move and her dad being...
a little absent.
Stress and absent, and that being, like, a significant driver for her being like, oh, yeah, we'll be happy for Dad. And I think that only further pushed the narrative of that you can't suppress any emotion at any given point.
Yeah. I really like all of the lessons that you learn in the first movie through that, and definitely the parents help drive all that in, and especially the biggest part of that would be the final scene with helping Riley feel both sadness and happiness, but then also reinforcing her feelings with their own feelings. Yeah. When the dad says, you know what, I miss Minnesota too.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
I think that's the exact moment I cry every time.
Yeah.
Because that's the moment where Riley's validated, which she was the whole time, I think. But the parents didn't know she was feeling that way because she's suppressing her emotions. So the moment Riley lets it out, and they're all like, "Yeah, no, we're with you. We miss it too."
Mm-hmm. And I like how they're supportive in that. I love her little islands.
Yeah, the personality islands.
Because I can only imagine how different it is from person to person. Like, if there were somehow to be a 3, like, looking at the dad's personality islands, or, like, the mom's or some shit, I wonder how fast
we never explore anyone else's personality islands. We just explore their emotions a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, I'm thinking of the second one again. Rats. But I did like the islands a lot.
Yeah.
I liked everything that they used to cut. I liked how they have the memories in this snake pattern that goes into a reservoir, that goes into the stacks and bookshelves and the maze of memories that looks like gray matter and brain and stuff.
I know Pixar does such a great job at making it feel like a brain.
Yeah. They're very imaginative in the way that they can be like, oh, how can we thematically represent nature and anatomy and whatever other phenomenon that occur in real perceived life.
Right.
I think they've always been really good at that.
I agree. Pixar, just in general, it's like the imagination studio.
Yeah.
Like, everything Pixar is so imaginative, I think. Like, there's always this element of fantasy. And I love that, like talking toys, talking cars, monsters,
talking planes.
Yeah, that was Disney.
Oh, oops.
Yeah, Disney did planes. Maybe that's a topic for another week. Disney did planes because Pixar fucking hates the idea, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh,
and the I like how it was more than just the main emotions and how there were those supporting emotions, or like not supporting emotions, but supporting characters that are still within the mind and the consciousness.
Like Bing Bong.
Like Bing Bong, or like the little workers.
Yeah, the workers. I think they're called forgetters. I saw it in the cast list.
Oh, that would make sense since they're just chucking those other memories away and recycle, or not even recycling.
Maybe not all of them are forgetters. That also just might not even be a thing, and I just made that up.
Yeah, but I like how they had like their little jobs in there too. Like, oh, Riley's asleep. It's fucking break time.
Yep.
Fuck out of here. Leave me alone.
I really like that too, especially when they're like hard at work and they're going crazy. They're going ham. Lights off. Okay, we're done, and they just drop everything. Like literally drop everything.
Yeah, we're going to lunch.
Yeah.
Oh, that's another thing. The train of thought. I thought that was really great.
Oh, the train of thought's not in Inside Out too. I'm getting a little bit ahead, but I just realized that I didn't even think about that while watching the entirety of Inside Out 2 or The Drive Home. How the train of thought isn't in.
I feel like they did all they could, or all that they needed to. They kind of introduced it to be like, funny train of thought, but then later they were like, oh, we can use that.
Yeah,
because
it definitely
travels around the brain.
Yeah, it's not important to include in 2.
Right.
Because it wouldn't have been useful in 2.
Well, unless the train of thought goes all the way back there. But
I don't think it went back there.
No.
It looked like nothing goes back there.
That's
like
true.
literally nothing.
Oh yeah. I like how much more. Oh wait, that's the second.
Yeah, yeah. We'll get there. But back to like what the brain felt like. Yeah. Like I love Imagination Land. I love Dream Studio. Visiting all these places is just all like, oh yeah, no, that's cool. And I love how Pixar how magical they can make all of these things that everyone has.
And I like how when all of her emotions are out of whack and there's a halt, those islands that encompass and encapsulate her personality just shrivel and fall and crumble, and they need to like race against the clock to make sure that doesn't happen. Because God forbid the other aforementioned island comes up and Riley gets Thought Daughter Island.
Thought Daughter Island.
That would be detrimental. Oh, but yeah, who's our guy? Our main guy? What's his name?
Our main guy?
The imaginary friend.
Oh, Bing Bong.
Bing Bong. I really thought he was going to be a villain in Betray, but I like how the movie...
Really? Really?
I'm so pessimistic. I feel like at any given point, I just expect every movie to be like, oh, this person is deceiving you in some way. You're going to get fucked over. But I like how I was pleasantly surprised in each of them.
That's good. Yeah, because I think if Bing Bong was the villain, I'd be so depressed.
You're wrong, Joy. It was me all along.
I'm actually sadness. I pushed you in that tube on purpose.
Literally.
I made Riley cry at school.
That was a beautiful moment.
Yeah.
But fucking Bing Bong, dude. I like how the imaginary friend, like the idea of him being forgotten or whatever, like...
We all relate, I think.
Yeah,
I feel like
absolutely.
everyone relates.
And he's just out there in the subconscious trying to find those... I don't know what he was doing. I guess he was trying to find memories.
It looks like he was only looking at memories that Riley was really young in, because when he sees the memory and the train of thought of like what she looks like now, he's all like, she got so big, oh my god!
She's not gonna fit in my pocket to go to the moon.
Yeah. I think what he was doing there is he's like kind of like reliving the glory days, if that makes sense. He looks at young Riley and he's like, oh yeah, I remember when we did that.
Well, yeah, because those memories would probably get recycled anyway. So.
Right. Yeah. So he's just
they're not missing them.
Yeah. And they're also still in Riley's mind, so I feel like she still remembers them.
That's true.
Yeah. I'm not 100% sure how it works. I'm not sure if they have to like recall the memories every single time Riley thinks of them. I'm assuming not. To me, like when they recall memories and like play it on the screen, it's when the emotions want Riley to think of that specific moment.
That's true.
But I feel like Riley can think of it as long as it's not in the whole.
Or if the the recycler guy send it back out to him, like how they sent the fucking jingle whenever they
Yeah,
wanted to.
I feel like that is how songs
Yeah,
stuck in your head
exactly.
work though, because like you're just doing your thing, triple dank gum.
And I was like, where did this come from?
Yeah.
I loved that part so much, and how it showed up so many times.
I know, it was like 3 times
in the first movie
one,
alone,
and then once,
yeah,
I think,
in the second.
Um,
Really
so
good.
was it in Riley's first date? Was it in the short? I don't think. Yeah, I don't think it was.
Time.
Yeah, 4 minutes short with 6 minutes of credits was crazy.
Yeah, what the fuck?
But anyway.
I'm one of my favorite tropes with him ending up not being, what's his name again?
Bing Bong.
Bing Bong. With Bing Bong ending up being a good guy, one of my favorite tropes is like someone to guide the like protagonists through an unknown terrain because they have experience with it. That's one of my favorite tropes.
Yeah.
So I really liked Bing Bong. Be like, let's go this way.
Yeah, I also really like that Bing Bong also felt almost an experience because everywhere they went, like some chaos would follow.
Yeah.
Like abstract thought, like
Yeah.
that was a little stressful to watch. It was cool though. I really liked it. I like abstract thought, and I like all of the different stages and how they led into each other. I really like when Sadness is all like, "We're 2-dimensional, fall on your face."
Yeah.
Like that was cool.
I really like. I only assumed that Sadness was gonna redeem herself, but towards the beginning, when I was just like, "What the fuck are you doing, dude?" I was like, I don't know how that they're gonna do it, but I expect it. But like, it came out so naturally, and I think it came out at such a good pacing. With like, first we know that she read the books, so then she's getting joy, so then she's like, "Wait, we're almost there. Why are you listening to Bing Bong?" And she's like, "Don't go into abstract art."
Yeah,
because she read it, and I like that they used that because she was kind of just tucked away for a little to read those books, but then it became, I mean, a helpful part. And
they used Chekhov's gun so well because like train of thought could have just been a joke.
What is Chekhov's gun?
It's like if you put like a gun in a room, that gun needs to go off. Like there's no point of putting a gun in a room, like when you're writing the story.
Oh, okay.
Right. If you as the writer put a gun in a room, that gun needs to go off. Otherwise, why did you put the gun there?
Oh, okay.
Like if you're describing a room to somebody, you're like, oh yeah, there's a gun right above the fireplace. Well, the reader the whole time is going to be like, well, that gun needs to do something.
Okay.
Otherwise, why is it there? It's unimportant to the story, so get rid of it.
Okay.
Unless it goes off, then it is important to the story, and then needs to be there.
The books.
Yeah, but like the train of thought. If they didn't use the train of thought, you could consider that a Chekhov's gun.
Okay.
Like that could be considered something that you could just completely get rid of.
Yeah, everything.
And you would lose nothing. Train of thought would be funny even if you kept it, or not funny, like cute.
Yeah.
But it's like if they included train of thought in Inside Out 2, the only purpose it would serve would be to like call back.
Yeah,
to the
a
fact that
reference
it
or
exists.
something.
Yeah, but like if you remove Chekhov, or if you Chekhov's gunned the train of thought from Inside Out 2, which they obviously did because it's not in the movie.
Yeah.
Then you lose nothing. The movie is exactly the same with or without it there, so you might as well get rid of it to save time. But like they use that so well because like Sadness reading the manuals, the train of thought being mentioned.
Yeah, at the beginning it's kind of just like a little glimpse of like, oh, there it is, right on schedule. Anyway, moving back to like this console and pushing buttons.
Yeah, and we know it exists in like the back of our mind, and then when it gets used later, we're like, oh,
yeah, good on Bing Bong for thinking about it.
Yeah,
or whoever thought about it. I don't remember who.
They used it a lot. I think it was Bing Bong who thought of it.
Might have been Bing Bong or Sadness. I don't think it was Joy.
I don't think it was Joy either.
Oh, speaking of Sadness, she really did grow on me.
Good, I'm glad.
I really liked how
because I like Sadness. I think I agree. I think Sadness annoys me a lot in the beginning. I'm trying to remember to when I first watched it 9 years ago when I was still a child.
Yeah, I don't know if you would have been aggressive with me being like, bitch, stop touching shit.
I definitely would have been aggressive, but I don't think I enjoyed her. It's kind of, to get a little bit ahead, how I didn't like the new emotions, but I didn't get really aggressive with it during Inside Out 2.
Inside 2.
That's what
Inside
we call it. Inside 2. But like during Inside Out 2, when they were getting introduced, I was like, I don't like these guys.
Yeah.
I don't like any of them. But they all grew on me at the end.
Agreed. I like Sadness comforting.
It's like some of our coworkers when they first started, like, I don't like you. Not gonna name names because they might be watching.
Yeah, no, we won't.
I was right about one of them, but I'm not gonna. We're not getting into that.
Back to
the actual. Back to what we're talking about.
I liked her comforting Bing Bong. It really felt good. It felt nice to see him showing an emotion that has been otherwise attempted to be suppressed. And then, but in this point, Joy doesn't really have control because it's Bing Bong. It's not Riley. It's not something she can push buttons on. So I really like that Sadness has the complete liberty and freedom to be like, I'm gonna comfort this person, Joy. I'm gonna talk to them about it, help them process this.
Yeah, and that was cool too. To add on to that, I felt like that gave Sadness something to do a lot too. Like I feel like both of them had a lot to do during their journey through the long term and Riley's mind. So I really like that Joy couldn't.
Yeah, I like that she couldn't do everything.
Yeah, I like how Joy tried to do everything, because she wants to keep Riley happy, and I feel like that's the big lesson of the first movie. So like, you can do everything, but like to be happy, but like you still need to feel those other emotions.
Yeah, you need to feel, or like even an extension of that is like everything can't be up to just you. Even if we're not thinking about emotions of like joy, anger, sadness, it's like Joy as an individual who is working to ascertain a certain goal. She can't just do it by herself.
I agree. Yeah,
she has her friends who have these expertise that can only augment her experience or her abilities, and work together.
Yeah,
to make a person.
Mm-hmm. So good.
It's so fucking good.
It was so good. And I also really like Joy and Sadness's relationship throughout the whole movie, and I like how it went into the second movie a bit too. Once we get there, we'll expand. I'll expand more on that, but like when Joy so condescending to Sadness at the beginning of the movie.
Okay, just read this book and sing this circle, you stupid bitch.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, come on.
And
even though I agreed,
yeah.
I was still kind of like, well.
And especially when Joy is just all like, "Oh my god, you gotta read these manuals," and then she's all like, blah 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 blah. Like she starts yapping, reading the title.
I gotta go to work. I was like, okay, Joy.
Yeah, I was just all like, Sadness is dumb enough to believe you, but I'm not. I was all like, I know sarcasm.
It turned out good in the end. I will say, sometimes it did like take me off a little bit how much anger was just full sending everything, but it makes sense. Again, it makes sense. It's just full sending.
Riley's got a lot of testosterone.
For
a little girl.
She plays hockey. She's aggressive.
Yeah, that's true. You gotta be aggressive.
True. But like,
I want to see what the dad was like when he was hormonal, because if his life is led by anger, and he's a man, so he has a crazy amount of testosterone. So imagine him as a little boy first hitting puberty. And he's ran by anger.
Yeah.
Bro was probably the most aggressive kid in high school. Like, some guy probably like shoulder checked him on accident, by pure accident, in the hallway one day,
and then he ripped his scalp off.
Exactly. Just Ugh.
Or what if they theory? What if they develop over time? Like, what if, I don't know, Inside Out 3? Who would take charge instead? What if it's anger? What if anger becomes Riley's new like main person or some shit?
That's true.
Know.
Yeah, because like in Inside Out 2, anxiety took charge for a little bit.
Yeah, and had her other emotions not been as inverse of whatever inept is, capable enough to come back, then I mean anxiety would have ruled her whole life. Right. But again, it's for Inside Out 2.
Yeah. little ahead.
They're just so good as cohesive pieces.
Yeah. No, watching them back to back to back was really cool. I mean, Riley's first day was just a funny haha. Like
a one shot, if you will.
A one shot, yeah. But it was cute. It was fun.
Yeah. And I like how each parent had to, I like that we got to see more of the parents, honestly. It felt like it was for the parents. Yeah, I agree. And how the emotions play out in other characters, as opposed to kind of just being like, this is a conflict that Riley's having that other emotions could. Because Riley just wanted to hang out with a guy. Yeah, or she was meeting up to hang out with another group. But I like that it was like, oh yeah, this is what the mom is thinking, this is what the dad is thinking.
Right. Why is there a boy in my house?
Boy detected.
I really, really like how at the end of Inside Out 1, Jordan, when he shows up and Riley hands him the bottle, he's got the girl alarm system
so
as a man who used to be a prepubescent boy. I definitely had those alarm bells. Like a girl would speak to me and I would go, girl.
That reminds me how much I like how vastly different the headspaces of, if you will, headspaces of each character. Like the mom has like, I don't know, it feels like a regal like dining area where you would listen to jazz, and then the dad's just like fucking mission control.
Mission control. Riley's was very basic. I noticed Jordan's was like the skate park.
Yeah,
he's kind of brain dead.
Super rocker.
But her friends in Inside Out 2 had the same headspace as Riley.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
I kind of forgot. Maybe it's just girl.
I was thinking it was more like maybe.
Or just,
just as they mature, their
what if
headquarters gets more stylized.
Yeah. Oh yeah, maybe that too. It's like a baseline.
Yeah. Like here's the base. So like when everyone was a baby, because at the beginning of Inside Out 1,
it was just
a baby,
joy.
There was literally a button. There was a single button.
Yeah.
There wasn't all of the levers and the switches and all of the crazy doodads. You know what I really liked from Inside Out 2, and I think is my favorite like little gadget that the console has, was Disgust's like little vision thing. Like she brought up the thing.
Yeah.
And she's like typing away on it. Spoilers, by the way.
I
like how we both had the same idea. We did not give a spoiler warning at the start of the thing.
That's okay.
Yeah, we'll do it next time.
Yeah.
That was the spoiler warning.
But I didn't notice that. You're so right. At first it was one, but who came next? Sadness.
Yeah. Joy was first. So like Riley came out of the womb, and like Joy said, I think it was like 33 seconds. That Joy it was just Joy and Riley.
It was just Joy and Riley forever for 33 seconds.
And then she starts crying.
Yeah.
And then that's because Sadness is pressing the button. And then Sadness is like, I'm sad.
That's really cool. I hadn't even noticed that.
Yeah. So that's like what I think. And maybe Jordan's the only boy we get to go into, so maybe boys have their own baselines.
That's true. Skate parks.
Like I feel like there's a bunch of default settings. It's like the default room in Club Penguin.
Yeah, but see, that's even more interesting though, because that would mean that because that felt very personalized to Jordan's personality.
Yeah, that's true.
Unless
every skater bro has that room.
Yeah, and like maybe every hockey girl has that room.
Yeah, because her friends. Yeah, her friends were hockey.
We've cracked the code.
I feel like Riley's friends in Inside Out 2, Riley definitely got them into hockey. Cause like when the one girl dropped everything and like ruined her presentation, and then Riley and the other one, I don't remember. I don't know their names. Thing 1 and Thing 2. When Riley went to go help the girl who dropped everything, there's no way those other two would just also into hockey. That would be crazy.
Yeah,
like
that'd be quite the coincidence.
Yeah, that'd be quite the coincidence that the person who dropped everything and then the two people that came to help were all into hockey. Yeah. So I feel like Riley definitely got them into hockey, but that's for you keep saying that's for later. That's for later.
Oh, there's plenty more to talk about the second, so we can just repeat.
Yeah, for sure.
I wonder what my Inside Out head would look like.
Computer engineering, for sure.
I guess a random soldering kit, and then a guitar, and then maybe like.
I like to imagine for mine a theater.
Oh yeah, I feel like yours would be similar to Riley's mom's.
Yeah, with the little drapes.
Yeah.
A soldering iron. That you make yourself sound like a mechanic.
Yeah, here's the thing. Yours would also have Rainier. No,
Corona.
You're right.
I was gonna say yours would have Rainier. That makes sense.
Mine would definitely have some fucking Rainier in it.
I love Rainier. You know I love Rainier.
Yeah, but you're a
Corona guy. I am a Corona guy.
Corona gal at heart.
Corona gal, is that what you said?
Yeah. Oh, wait, back to Bing Bong though.
We just blew past Bing Bong. We started talking about Chekhov's gun and then trailed.
Then Bing Bong, he got Chekhov's gun. Not really, but
yeah. Well, I mean, he kind of did. They talked about how when they were first crossing the Goofball Island, I think it was. They talked about how like if you fall down there, you're gonna get forgotten.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But Bing Bong did. Bing Bong was a G.
Bing Bong was the fucking G'est of G's.
I agree. Bing Bong was so goated in that movie.
Oh, I hadn't even thought about the fact that. Well, I mean, obviously they used the little cart, the wagon, to go back up, but I hadn't even thought about that when they were bulldozing everything, and right as when sadness was becoming useful finally, and comforting Bing Bong, I was like, oh no, the wagon's forgotten. It just occurred to me that it came back.
Yeah,
and that was another purpose.
Yeah. There's a purpose to getting rid of the wagon. It was all set up for that.
It's so
for
good.
What is honestly the second most emotional scene in the movie.
Yeah.
Obviously right behind the ending, because that family moment is just crazy.
Oh no, I cried for both Bing Bong because rest in peace.
I teared up, but I didn't cry when Bing Bong died.
As I told you, it was one of my top 10 anime deaths.
Yeah, so, that was definitely.
Oh, it was so good.
For me, it was a top 5 anime death.
But when he just they're going, and then he just yeets. Oh.
I knew what was happening, because they do it the first time and it shows him failing. Then they do it the second time and it shows him failing even harder and getting even closer. But then Bing Bong looks at his hand.
As it was fading.
As it was fading more and more, and then he goes up to Joy and he's all like, "I got a really good feeling about this one." Right, coupled with looking at his hand and then saying what he said to Joy, I was all like, I know what's happening here. Yeah.
Fuck, man.
Woohoo! Take Riley to the moon for me. It's sad.
Oh, take her to the moon.
It's sad.
He was so genuinely happy for Joy, too.
Yeah. You think Bing Bong has emotions?
That's a good point. Inside Out Inception moment.
Inside Out.
What if he's all Bing Bong?
Inside out. Inside out.
Inside.
We just said a bunch of fucking words.
That's the way it goes. I don't know, maybe.
Yeah.
He's too complicated for our.
Maybe he has 6 emotions.
Oh my god.
Maybe he's the secret 6th emotion. I mean, there's 9 now, or 10 counting nostalgia, but. Maybe he's the secret 6th emotion in the first movie. Imagination. He's imagination.
Oh, I like that as a thought.
Obviously.
Obviously
not the case.
He had no buttons and he was never in HQ.
Yeah.
Oh, they were supposed to. Oh, when he was like, I have friends in HQ. I thought that was cute. But it also seems like nobody even gives a fuck about HQ. Cause
sometimes they're all like, oh my god, it's HQ. Oh my god, it's Joy. But then other times.
They're like, fuck you, I'm going on my break.
Yeah.
Which I don't mind. I don't think there should have been a power dynamic. I really like that they're like, who the fuck are you?
They're separate entities, really.
Yeah, exactly.
They're separate entities with similar goals.
It feels like different branches.
Yeah.
Within a company.
Yeah,
they have different goals. Very true.
Yeah. It's like the Congress and the Senate. They're not the same thing.
Yeah, civics. All that jazz.
Politics.
Poliloquy.
What a word.
I also oh no, that's the second one I'm thinking of. I feel, just because I wanted to talk about soundtrack too.
The soundtrack is so beautiful.
It is really pretty. I love not knowing that it was from that.
I know, we did started playing over the Disney logo and you were like, what the fuck? That was so good.
But I feel I will say, the music was like, in intense moments, it was very exciting and drawing. Because
I agree.
Like, I did not expect to be as on the edge of my seat as I was for either films.
Oh, okay.
And I really was, like, I mean, you saw me, I literally like,
yeah.
Hands on head, mouth wide open, like, how the fuck are they gonna come back from this?
Yeah, I did see that. During the second movie, since we're talking about soundtrack, the scene once they do the avalanche, the memory avalanche.
Yeah.
The soundtrack for that was so intense.
That's exactly what I was. Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, this is crazy. This is so cool.
And I agree with what you said about they're very good at, what did you say, like raising the stakes or making them, like they make the consequences and the possibility of the consequences of their actions very evident.
Yeah, like both movies are really good at stakes.
Yeah, you're like, oh shit.
Because it's not like what in the world are these like little beings in my head gonna do?
Yeah, why do we care about what these little beings are doing?
So, oh, because they can destroy her life.
Yeah.
Like that idea thing. I really like the concept of like an idea taking away emotion.
Yeah.
Because to me it felt like they needed the right emotion to take out the idea.
Very true. Like there's healthy ways to suppress or like forgive.
Because like every time they touch the console, Riley feels that. So like to me, it's like even though Fear's not touching anything, when he's trying to take out the idea, the console won't let it because Riley won't feel fear. Oh, so it also gives Riley that little sense of self too.
Yes.
Like it does make Riley feel like a different entity from all of the emotions when she has so much control. Like they can't activate Goofball Island; she has to choose to do it.
That's true. I was thinking about that, and that reminds me of how it was only sadness that was able to pull out the idea.
Yeah,
because that would be the like a main. Well, I guess her main emotion in that sense was sadness, and she didn't have sadness at the beginning to interpret those feelings and to remove that idea and avert herself from running the fuck away.
Yeah. Yeah,
so
for me, it felt a little bit less like sadness in that moment, and more like guilt. Which would come through sadness, obviously. Yeah, like guilty through sadness. Like I feel like when sadness takes out the idea, Riley is just like, I can't do this. I'll feel awful. Yeah. And then she's also just feeling sad in general.
And she's finally letting herself be sad.
Yeah. Because like I feel like the console recognized, oh, join sadness. I've not been doing anything for a while. Something's wrong. So it's like, okay, this idea is staying here until the right emotion can take it out.
And I love the theme of it being okay to be sad.
Yeah. Because you said that a couple times while we were watching the first one, and I was all like, I want to say yes, but I can't. You said it right at the beginning, when you first met Sadness. Maybe not when you first met her, but when she first started touching things.
We're fucking it all up.
Yeah. And you were like, the theme better be it's okay to be sad or something.
Yeah. I think that's what made the ending hit super hard for me, too. Because I was trying to, like... I was trying to not fucking weep. It was so good.
Yeah, no... Yeah, like I said, I cried. I shouldn't have hugged my cat and breaking out in hives in the middle of the podcast. Oh well, it be how it be.
It be how it be. What are we marked at? We're marked at 45.
Spent 45 minutes talking about the first movie.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
It's good.
Any closing thoughts? So I feel like we've touched everything.
I think so too. I think I'm excited to talk about the second one and then dive back into the first one. What we liked bringing into.
I mean, we definitely have to talk about Inside Out 1 as much as in the Inside Out 2 section as much as we talked about Inside Out 2 and the Inside Out 1 section.
I feel like we're definitely going to talk more about 2 because we're going to.
2 is way more recent in my head. Oh, well, no crap, because we literally just got back from it.
And also, I mean, I feel like there's more to talk to because it's also what we can draw from it as we can think about 2 as its own entity and how it's built upon these other ideas. Yeah. So,
I agree. All right. Well, for 2, to start with, I honestly think it was just as good as 1.
Agreed.
I think I got the same amount of emotions, different ways though, because like we talked about it on the drive home, but like 2 felt more like a sports movie, and 1 felt more like a family movie. Mm-hmm. But I liked that. I liked that 2 was a different type of movie. I like how the conflict was a lot different. It wasn't. Yeah. It was. Yeah. Riley just wants to fit in, and that's also another thing that
that
everyone
fucking normal.
Yeah.
Especially at 13.
Yeah.
And 14 and just
going into high school too,
yeah.
and losing your friends.
That's
that
end of
their
the
friendship
world.
was very believable too.
Agreed.
Considering how little of it we actually get because Riley kind of ditches them.
That's true. They're kind of barely in the movie. Not thinking about it.
They're more. I think they're not in the movie that much, and I feel like they spend almost as much time in the background as they do in the foreground.
Also, I feel like they're I feel like they have similar screen time to the parents in the first one.
Yeah. The parents had 2 scenes in this one.
They feel very it feels
2
like
or 3.
they're
the
more
parents are very not in this movie.
Except for when the dad's like, we got a long weekend ahead of us.
Yeah, she wanted to clean.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't think that's what... It was kind of like the look he gave her at the end of Riley's first date.
Yeah.
He's all like, so... We're the house to ourselves.
Yeah.
and they kiss, and I'm like, I feel like that was signal for a second child, if you know what I mean.
Oh my god, maybe. Oh, and
I feel like that's what his look was. It was also really funny to me in Riley's first date. They kissed, and then
his guys were like,
yeah, woo, we did it. It's like, your wife who you kiss on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I'm like, what? Is this not regular?
And
But to be fair, from time to time, I feel like the parents do have an unhappy marriage.
What? I guess.
I mean, from time to time, definitely not even a quarter of the time. Just because, we get to view their thoughts.
That's
and
true.
The mom is all like, what the heck is he doing? At the dinner table.
Oh,
in the first movie, she was all like...
How was school? He was like, "God, you fucking idiot."
Yeah. She's like, what is this? And then the we left the Brazilian pilot for this? Yeah, for this. Right, so, like, the back of my head just tells me, oh, they're, somewhat unhappy. The slightest bit unhappy.
I feel
that definitely went away at the end of the first movie.
I feel like it's just a natural,
yeah.
This guy.
Yeah. I'm not married, so I wouldn't know what marriage is like.
I like how we open.
They do feel very much in love, though.
Agreed.
Yeah. Simultaneously.
Mm-hmm. I like how the first one opens with a little bit more about... I feel like that's the beginning of the first one gives more depth to discuss than the first movie gave her in its entirety. Because wasn't it? It was discussed who analyzes the facial expressions.
Yeah. I
feel like
I told you disgust was my favorite emotion until a certain thing that I found out that I'm not going to say because I don't want to.
But it feels like otherwise, it feels like that was all that she provided, and it's a little disappointing. Otherwise, she was just there for the ride.
Yeah.
Even Fear had his parachute.
Dude, the parachute was so funny.
It was so good.
That was really good.
The brainstorm, another good fucking...
yeah. They did brain freeze in the first movie. We didn't really talk about brain freeze at all. Brain freeze was cool. How everything just froze over.
Oh yeah, that was part of a montage, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think that's why it kind of went over my head.
Yeah. Brainstorm was definitely huge part. I like how it's close to the back of the mind though.
Mm-hmm. Or the fucking sarcasm. Or the sarcasm.
The sarcasm was funny. I love how everything they shouted across it became sarcastic.
Yes.
So the workers were just all like,
man, those guys are jerks.
Yeah.
And then anger, man, those guys are jerks.
Yeah, that was funny. Since we were talking about Chekhov's gun earlier, the broccoli falling down, when it fell down the first time, down the waterfall, I was all like, I feel like that's... Because, the map of the mind, right? We have the long... headquarters is all the way up here. Mm-hmm. You guys can't see the diagram I'm making with my hands, but that's okay.
Just watch the movies.
Just watch the movies. You should. If you're listening to this... please watch the movies, because we spoiled so much.
And they're really good.
And, yeah. But, we had headquarters all the way at the top, then we had the long term, and then at the bottom we had all of the...
all the forgotten shit.
Yeah. And then below that was the belief system.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Right. And when the sarcasm opened up and I saw the broccoli fall, I was all like, I feel like that fell down to the belief system, like that same level, and not.
Yep.
I should have whispered it. I was just like, oh, that wasn't the same level as the belief system. But I swear I thought this, right? I was just all like, and then later that was obviously confirmed when anxiety went down into the belief system, and the broccoli came. When I saw that, I was all like, well, why didn't they just fall down? I was like, well, they obviously didn't know, so that's fine, I guess.
Yeah.
But I was all like, interesting detail to add here. And then when they blew up the avalanche, I was just all like, well, this can't be like in the first movie when Joy got back to... I really like how both times, like, they're this close to getting back to headquarters. Yeah. It went completely wrong. And Joy had to think of another thing.
The stakes just got crazier.
Yeah. Like we were, like, Joy was literally in the tube to get back to headquarters, and then she gets, like, to literally the lowest point.
I just thought about it. It feels like Joy doesn't learn her lesson after the first one.
You don't think so?
Because the whole mountain of emotions that she was just like, we'll kick these to the back. Which is like another...
I thought it was a little bit different. Because in the first movie, she just didn't want her to feel sad. But this movie, it felt more like she didn't want Riley to make mistakes. And dwell on those mistakes.
I guess that's fair. But
kind of the same vein, but to me, they were different lessons. But I can kind of see how...
In any sense, I like how the avalanche made all of those memories make her one cohesive. Yeah. I really like that.
I will say the one thing I got wrong, prediction-wise, I thought the sense of self was going to go from I'm a good person to I'm a good person even though I make mistakes. So when it started switching between all of the different beliefs, like I'm selfish, I'm kind, I'm a good friend, I'm not good enough, I'm good at the end. When they got like that crazy sense of self that I just kept warping.
I love that.
Yeah, I did actually. I much preferred the idea of her sense of self constantly changing.
Yeah. Because I like how it's very real. It's adaptive.
Yeah.
And it can be all of those different things. I feel like it's all those things at once.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I definitely, but the avalanche scene, the way it was shot, and I was about to say this in the car when I was just like, no, later. It was literally on the way out. The way it's animated is so pretty. Like, that scene was so eyeball candy to me.
It was so good.
When disgust, fear, and, like, anger walk down. I love how the first movie was... sadness, Riley needs you, and the second movie was joy, Riley wants you.
Oh, yeah.
Like Riley's like literally beckoning, kind of that sense of self that Riley has that makes her a different entity from the emotions. When like the console literally starts like pulling, not really pulling her, but like with all the like weird little light effects, like beckoning her,
showing her the quest marker.
Yeah, the quest marker, her Skyrim quest marker.
Fucking clairvoyance.
I really liked that scene in particular, and when they're like, Joy, Riley wants you.
Yeah, she wants you.
Because when I cried twice actually during the second movie. The first movie I teared up and cried. I teared up in Bing Bong, and then I cried during the hug scene. Yeah. I cried during the panic attack because I'm like, that felt exactly how I have panic attacks a lot, so that felt exactly how I feel. And then the other time I cried was when Joy said, "Is this what happens when you grow up? You feel less joy."
Oh yeah, or like I guess this is what happens. Or
yeah,
something.
or yeah. Like literally in that moment, like I did, like instantly tears welled up, and because I relate hard.
Yeah. Go really quick. Going back to that point you said though of Joy being her own Riley being her own person. I like when she was feeling conflicted in stealing the notebook. Yeah. She was like pensive, and her like
no
envy
matter what,
had to console it up and be like, "No, get your ass up. We gotta do this." So it shows that Joy's like, I don't know.
Yeah, they definitely influence her. It's like an intrusive thought.
That's true.
That's kind of how I feel about all of the dialogue between the emotions in both movies. They're all just Riley's thoughts. And once the console gets tapped on,
it's like
because that's how I feel.
Took
over.
Because
like I feel like that's how I always, when I'm thinking about things, like if I'm in conversation It's kind of like how when Riley was like, it was literally the disgust vision thing. That disgust
Yeah.
vision.
Yeah.
It was quite literally, all of them were all like, some of them were all like, oh no, she gave a look. No, she didn't. And then disgust is just all like, analyze. No, that's definitely a look. And that's how I feel during conversation.
Yeah, and
It's
like
just all like,
disgust.
is that what he meant? Is that what he meant? No, maybe it was that.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it, think about it, think about it. And it was definitely that. And then console.
The appropriate emotion.
Yeah.
Presses that little button.
Yeah. But they all like bantered. So I feel like all the banter is just thoughts.
That's true. I feel that especially with like
and
anxiety.
you can conflict with your own thoughts.
Yeah, of
right?
course.
So that to like play into like what you were saying with like they had to console it up. They needed to like make the thought win.
Yeah.
Because Riley was conflicted. I also like that she was conflicted when leaving her friends. I wish she didn't, but obviously it had to happen for the movie to continue.
The movie to happen.
Yeah.
And also
I like when she left her friends, I was like, no.
But I think that it led to her kind of seeing both sides because she wanted to be with Veronica. What was her name? Val? Val sounds right.
Val?
We'll say Val.
We'll say Val.
I like that when she goes with Val and then she sees her friends in the locker room. Like, we get that sense of, oh, maybe she's going to hang out with them still. And like, oh, this is Riley being Riley. But then her old emotions from the first movie, like, we're clearly seeing their quote-unquote faults when she's goofing around too much. And Coach is like, Riley, shut the fuck up.
Yeah. We both agree that she made the hockey team at the end of the movie, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, cool. Because like that smile was not a I didn't make it smile. Yeah. Like you 100% made it in if you smile like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious if there were like actual tryouts.
For the hockey team?
Yeah, because I know that's what like Val and her crew said. They were all like, "Oh yeah, the scrimmage is basically your tryouts." But like, were there actual tryouts, or was it just
maybe the camp was for? I think the camp was for it.
Well, the camp also included like like middle schoolers and people from the other high school.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe it was the coach trying to poach the other.
Yeah.
Both high schools can't have a hockey team.
They can be the only one. How else would they?
They live in San Francisco. Is that normal for San Francisco?
It must.
You used to live in California. Do you know? Is that
nobody
normal?
ever fucking talk about hockey in Southern California? So.
Yeah, I just thought about that. I'm like, they're in San Francisco, and their high school has a hockey team. That's kind of wild.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I'm not going to question it.
I don't know enough about the sport. I believe it.
Yeah, I mean, just make an ice rink. Bellingham's not that. It's not that cold, or yeah, not that cold. Yeah, we have an ice rink. You just make a room really cold. That way the ice doesn't melt. Zamboni it up all the time. Zamboni for the Plants vs Zombies fans.
I like how in the second one, Joy feels. I like how she has both sides of her counterpart be expressed in the beginning, where she's frustrated with the not with the other emotions, but when they're like, "What do we do, George?" She's like, "Of course I don't know the fucking answers."
Yeah.
But then also
expresses that snap felt like it was building up since the first one.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But then also the concurrent one, where it's like or not concurrent, but pushed beyond that when she's sitting with the sense of self on the mountain of thoughts, where she's just like sad as shit. She's like, I don't know what to do. I feel like it's. I loved it.
I was very much in love with that scene. Like I said, it was shot and animated so beautifully.
Yeah.
Because like
in the background.
Yeah. When the other emotions came down and walked down, and it's shot from kind of almost Joe's point of view, and like you just see the three in the background of his headquarters. It's really pretty.
It is.
I know you talked about how you were amazed that the movie looked as good as it did, even though it was 9 years old. Dude. I think the second one looked so much better, in like all of the best ways possible. Because like the first one holds up so well, and the first one still looks amazing.
Great, yeah.
Like if the second one looked like the first one,
that would have been interesting.
Yeah.
Like how?
Well, okay, like let's just like alternate universe where like the two were released 3 years apart and they looked exactly the same. they'd still be like some of the best animated movies ever, like animation wise. But the second one is just so much better.
The textures on the characters.
Yeah, the textures on the characters and like they're kind of made out of dots, right? Did you notice that?
Oh, well, I thought that like Anger looks like he's made out of fuzz, and Joy looks like she's made out of like
that's true
glitter glowing.
That's true. They all look like they're made out of different things. I agree. It's much more prominent in the second one, I think.
Yeah.
The texture. Yeah, I agree. The textures of all of the characters. I don't know what Disgust is made out of.
I like how different each character looks too. Like I really like how Anxiety
all
looks
of,
and
all
how
of
Embarrassment.
Yeah, dude, I loved Embarrassment's design.
Mm-hmm.
Like I mentioned earlier, the new emotions. I didn't like them at first. I was just like, there's something wrong with you guys. I don't like you guys. But as the movie went on, I was just all like, they're cool. These guys are cool. Especially Embarrassment. Dude, Embarrassment switching sides was...
It was perfect. And there was
Ennui kind of annoyed me for a little bit, but he grew on me by the end of the movie.
Oh, just because of how lax he was? Or what?
Yeah.
I like that he had Oh, that's another thing that they
also, I kind of wish they just called him Boredom.
I like the French.
That's fair. I like... That's fair. The idea that Riley just becomes French when she's bored is funny to
me. Yeah. I like that he had a phone that was also used by sadness.
Yeah, that was also more of... They do such a good job at setting up everything that's going to get used.
Yes, they do.
The sarcasm set up just how they got back to headquarters in general. The belief system was just so well used and so well utilized.
And it's so pretty down there.
Mm-hmm. Dude, the first time they went down there and all the memories were just floating around, I was like, I want to see the concept art for this because this is so beautiful.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Because, like, it's so pretty.
And I like how they're like little strings that you can tug on and hear them.
Hear what the thought is, yeah.
Yeah, that makes her sense of self.
The anxiety one is kind of... Yeah, I related so hard as someone who struggles with depression and anxiety. So, like, I related really hard to the anxiety.
Oh, and the whole, like, just progressively, like you mentioned progressively, how all of her memories just were becoming anxious ones. Yeah,
because, like, when they first showed up, after they kicked out the other emotions, it was... Most of them were orange, I noticed. And when I noticed most of them were orange, I started paying attention more to the background. Mm-hmm. And as the movie went on, there were more and more orange ones. And it got to the point where every memory was orange and every mixed emotion memory also at least had orange in it.
Yeah.
I think there were like one or two of the other emotions that were in headquarters at the time.
And I don't know, it's kind of like poetic.
Yeah,
once you discover you have anxiety, it can really, really take fucking control.
By the end of the movie, I didn't get to point this out because I was just so into it. All of the memories were just anxiety. There was no envy, there was no embarrassment, no ennui. Mm-hmm. It was just... There weren't... not even mixed. And I think that was because by the end of the movie... Anxiety literally was just in full control.
Yeah, it took over. It made her new sense of self. It made Riley's new sense of self. And everything in the pool of the sense of self was just all fucking orange.
Yeah. Which, that was... Oof. The panic attack scene was so beautiful.
It was great. She was sweaty from hockey. She was sweaty from emotions. And
I love that her friends, despite what Riley did, stopped playing hockey and went to her.
Yeah.
Like, the second the one noticed, they're like, we're both going.
Yeah, because I can... Especially because, I mean, the movie feels long, sure, because it's over the course of an hour. I don't know how long it was. But, I mean, it was... In hindsight, it was like a couple days.
Oh, in movie time, it was just a weekend.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So if you were a bitch for like a day, and then the next day you're like, hey, I'm really sorry, I'd be like, oh, okay, yeah, that was weird. But
yeah.
Cool.
She also, I think Riley explained it really well.
I do too. I was anxious and I wanted to make the team and I thought I wouldn't have friends.
Yeah. So, and I appreciate that Riley's friends stood by her because I feel like that helped calm her.
Absolutely. And that's a very real fear to have.
Yeah. Especially when you're an immature child who literally hit puberty that night.
Oh, yeah!
Literally hit
I
puberty
love
that
the
night.
puberty button.
Dude, the puberty button was really funny, and I love how they just fucking shot it away. They're just like, nope.
Forgetting about that.
We're done. No puberty.
I like that it was a signal, not a button, because at first I was like, why
I thought it was a button, too.
That's what I thought. So when she got rid of the puberty button, I was like, I don't think you can do that.
Yeah, that's what I thought, too, but I think shortly... It was once the wrecking ball hit, I was like, that was a signal, not a button. I thought it was a button. I thought when it first started going off, I was all like, oh, is that like an indicator that they need to press it?
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought, too.
And then they toss it out, and I'm like,
no puberty for this bitch.
I'm like, so is Riley just gonna be stuck as a 13-year-old forever? How does this work?
They give her disease.
No, it was just a signal. Then all the other emotions came in. I like how they explained the new emotions in the parents. They're just like in the background. They don't really do much anymore.
Yeah,
because all of the new emotions were definitely way more negative than the other negative emotions from the first movie. Like, anxiety can destroy your life, right? But, like, at the end of the movie, they, like, calm all of them down.
Oh, yeah, the anxiety is just, like, got a chair and anxiety.
Yeah.
I thought that was good.
They like, relax.
I wish they did more with envy. I don't really feel like... Envy feels like the disgust of the second one.
Yeah.
I feel like they press buttons here and there and then just looked up.
A lot of the new emotions felt like more extreme versions of previous emotions. Like envy feels like a more extreme version of disgust. Anxiety feels like a more extreme version of fear. Embarrassment, ennui felt like ennui and embarrassment don't fit that. Two of the four new emotions, five if you want to count nostalgia. Nostalgia feels like just happiness, just looking. Yeah. Nostalgia is just joy looking back at the past. So like, there's our positive emotion that we're not ready for yet. Nostalgia's gonna show up in the next movie. She's gonna be like 20 feet tall and buff as fuck. Riley's nostalgia.
Prequel. Yeah.
That's what nostalgia does downstairs. She just lifts weights.
She just waits. she waits and she waits.
Yeah, she waits and waits. But yeah, I guess embarrassment and ennui don't really fit the
that
more extreme version.
It's alright. I feel like they could also. I mean, because there's so many emotions.
Yeah.
So they probably just
they
like
go crazy.
what would. Oh, and I
do like the ones they chose though, for the new ones.
I would only imagine and hope that they came to those to decide to use those emotions based off of the psychologist that they got help from or whoever did, because it was special help from these people. Yeah, that was really cool that we saw that in the cast or in the credits. I love the fact that they got like a psychologist to help them. People who have more understanding of emotions probably than a Pixar employee.
Yeah, probably.
Who knows?
Yeah, because they obviously wanted to make this movie. I'm very happy they made it too. Sometimes when Pixar sequels come out, I'm like, bruh. But like,
I want a third.
Yeah, I want a third.
Riley goes to college.
I don't want Incredibles 3.
I want Inside Out 3.
I want Inside Out 3.
Absolutely.
I don't want Toy Story 5, but I want Inside Out 3. There are some movies that Pixar should be allowed to make sequels for. Toy Story 5, bro, come on. We made enough Toy Story movies. 3 had the perfect ending. 4 is beautiful. 4 is a perfect epilogue. I like 4 a lot.
I don't like how they made Buzz stupid.
They did make Buzz really stupid in 4.
Oh, we should watch 4.
That made me mad.
We should talk about 4 at some point.
We should do 4. A little special. But yeah. That's neither here nor there. Point being, more Inside Out sequels should exist.
Absolutely.
Because there are so many different stages to life.
Yeah.
And that's just something Toy Story would never be able to encapsulate. Toy Story is over.
It's gone.
Bro, Cars 4, please no, never. Cars 4, never. Incredibles 3, they shouldn't have made an Incredibles 2. Right? Or Onward 2. Don't make Onward 2. Don't make Soul 2. Don't make Luca 2. We don't need sequels for...
I'd watch a Luca 2.
I'd watch a Luca too.
Yeah.
I'd watch a 2 of any of the movies that I just listed. I just don't
That's
feel like
true.
they're necessary. Inside Out 3
is necessary.
because I want to see Riley go into adulthood.
Yeah.
Because they alluded to even more emotions coming, and Riley as an adult would be very cool.
It feels like it'd be a good ending point too.
Yeah.
Because I feel like from there
big
to
move.
maturity and adulthood of like being 40, sure you could do a 40-year-old, but then just make a rom-com with like Matthew McConaughey and Amy Adams or some shit, and that's Inside Out 4.
That's Inside Out 4, yeah. But I would love an Inside Out 3.
Absolutely.
Because I want to see how they deal with the more extreme emotions.
Homicide. Homicide.
Homicide. Dude, if Homicide is a nostalgia enters the room again, this time with her cohort, and the last one to come in is just a hooded figure with like bright blue eyes.
Literally.
Completely grayed out.
Dude.
Kind of like Deep Dark Secret.
Yeah, I was about to say, I just remembered those guys in the video game character.
I agree. And Joey's just like, "Oh, who are you?" He just pulls out a weapon. I'm Homicide. Like,
oh my god, literally. And who are you, other man in a hood? Zest. Oh, fucking, who was the video game character?
Sir Lance?
Maybe
Lance? I don't remember.
I don't know. It was super
that
good,
was
though.
so funny.
I thought it was going to last longer than it did, and I'm pleasantly, like, I'm okay with the fact that it didn't.
I love how there was a Mount Crushmore, and he was on it.
Dude.
Those were the top 4 crushes. I want to know what happened to Jordan.
I wonder.
Yeah, because that confirmed that Riley had a crush on Jordan, but Jordan was still 12, and now Riley's 13.
Jordan was on Mount Crushmore?
Yeah.
Really?
That's why I pointed at it and laughed at the movie.
I didn't know.
Yeah, Jordan was one of the faces on Mount Crushmore, and I was just like, oh, that's funny. That's cute.
Oh, shit.
What happened to him?
I don't know. Probably what happened to the other perfect boyfriends, where they're like, "I'd die for you, Riley."
I'd die for you, Riley.
That was so fucking good.
I feel like Mount Crushmore replaced Imaginary Boyfriend, because we didn't see the Imaginary Boyfriend machine in this one.
That was the first one?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Fuck.
Oops. It's all one big cinematic universe.
I agree. I want to know how this fits into the Pixar theory. I mean, very easily. You know the Pixar theory, right?
That they're all interconnected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So definitely got to watch the Super Carlin Brothers. How does Inside Out 2 fit into the Pixar theory video? Which again, very easy because it's just a sequel to Inside Out.
That sounds like a rabbit hole I'd love to deep dive into. I've never.
I should send you some videos.
You should.
There's some really fun. They're just really fun. They're just.
Absolutely.
It's a fun theory. It's a good theory. I like to believe it. I was surprised that Pete Docter didn't direct this one, but the lady who did, I didn't catch her name. It was like Kelsey, I think.
I think so. Very good.
Very good. She did such a good job. The voice performances in both movies are really good, but I really, really like the voice performances in the second one.
I love the yeah.
Mm-hmm. Anxiety's voice actress Maya Hawke, so good.
Yeah, fucking that weird freaking noise they made when they were getting down with like the last over
Yeah. Yeah.
There's some shit.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, you're
I was
creepy.
all like, wow.
Yeah, you're insufferable.
Yeah. I agree. That that noise was crazy. But all of the voice work was just so good. Did Bill Hader play Fear again? Because the whole movie I felt like Fear didn't sound the same.
Was Bill Hader Fear in the first one?
Yeah, you said that, and then I Googled it, and I'm gonna Google it now.
Oops. I don't know. I'll be honest. I don't recognize any of the voices.
You literally
other than Bill Hader.
Yeah, I was gonna say because you literally pointed out that it was Bill Hader. No, Bill Hader did not return. It was Tony Hale who played Fear.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Wonder why.
Why didn't Bill Hader return to Inside Out 2?
I feel like have we talked about everything? I think we talked about everything. What?
Disgust also had a different voice actress. Disgust can be my favorite emotion again.
And you can have a crush on her.
No.
I thought what?
That was when I was 12.
Speak for yourself, dude.
Okay, fair. Discuss is kind of
hot. Dude, Smash or Pass, Inside Out.
Okay, sure. Fuck it. Mom.
Smash.
Dad.
Smash.
Big Bong.
Who?
Bing Bong.
Bing Bong Smash.
Good. Same for me. If I have a differing opinion from yours, I'll tell you.
Okay.
But for podcast's sake, if you say Smash, I'm also saying Smash, unless I say otherwise.
Okay.
Fear.
Fear? I don't know, Pass.
I'd Smash.
Okay.
I'd Smash Fear.
Okay, fair enough.
Fear's got that, like, he's got a condom. He's got,
you know what I mean? Prepared.
He's prepared for everything. He has a parachute in his bow tie.
That's true.
And then his bow tie can become a bow tie again.
I wouldn't be surprised if Fear concealed carries.
Fear's gonna get Riley a concealed carry permit.
Literally. A Glock
A Glock.
And some pepper spray. And maybe martial arts training.
Riley with martial arts training would go hard.
Let's see, anger.
Alright, anger.
I'd pass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joy.
Smash.
Smash if I had alcohol in me. Yeah, smash if I had alcohol. Just give me a couple drinks and smash.
4 shots in.
I'm 4 shots in. Now I'll do it. I don't know. Joy doesn't do it for me.
Fair enough.
Yeah, sadness.
I don't know. I feel like I can only friend zone sadness. So I'm gonna have to.
I think my answer is the same.
Yeah.
Smash with drinks.
Okay, fair enough.
Smash if I'm drunk.
That's all the main ones.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what other character. Oh, I skipped a certain character because I'm going to save her for the end. You already know.
God. Let's see, anxiety pass.
Yeah, pass. Her mouth. Nah, dude.
I don't know all the.
I'll let anxiety give me a blowjob, but I'm not smashing anxiety.
I feel like I'm past for all of them, just because.
Envy looks like a little child.
That's exactly my reasoning, and all the other ones I'm like pass.
Embarrassment. Yeah, pass on embarrassment. Yeah, he's got a credit card slot. And Ennui grew on me, but I don't know. I liked Ennui at the end of the movie, but I don't think I would. Yeah,
true.
Also, pass on nostalgia. She's an old woman. I'm not there for that.
Smash the video game guy.
Smash.
Smash Deepest Darkest Secret.
Oh, 100% Smash. Yeah,
literally.
100%.
And I'd pass on the
dog thing.
Dog Mickey Mouse adjacent. It was literally
Mickey Mouse adjacent. I thought it was a Dora adjacent.
It was literally Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. The fucking
really?
tool belt, dude.
Oh yeah, I guess it was.
Yeah,
I guess it was. I thought of Backpack from Dora and Dora, but I guess it was Mickey Mouse too.
It just made me think of Mickey Mouse. I'm like shot for shot Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
I loved when they were just like, "Who are you talking to?" And it's just him talking to a wall.
Oh,
it was really funny.
Yeah.
I like that they did different animation styles for all of those characters.
Even the confetti and like the TNT exploding.
Yeah,
I loved it so much.
It's just in your head. It'd be silly if that showed up in like the quote unquote real world, but it didn't. Mm-hmm. It was just all in Riley's head, and that's cool. I know my head's in anime sometimes.
Truly.
Okay, I think we're
discuss.
No, we're not there yet.
Oh no.
No, there's got to be at least one more character before I get to the easy one.
Coach.
Sure, Smash or pass the coach.
Smash.
Yeah, she was pretty. Smash. The teacher from the first movie. For me, that's a pass.
Yeah, for me, it's a pass too.
The bus driver.
If he's all anger, pass.
Yeah, I think for me, Smash if there's drinks in him and me.
Wow, well, you're okay.
I know that implies that the last two.
Yeah, only you're under the influence.
I have to at least be drunk. They can be drunk too. I don't care.
Okay.
For the bus driver, both are required to be drunk.
Okay.
Both parties are required to be drunk because I don't think I could.
Fair warning, assuming all.
Because if he's, I feel like if the bus driver is drunk, his emotions will return to normal, and they won't all be angry. Like, because he's normally angry, so I think him as a drunk. I don't think he's an angry drunk. Like, that's too easy for him to be an angry drunk because he's always angry.
Or you could have a blunt.
You can have a blunt.
Probably mellow
I just need something to mellow him out.
Okay.
As long as he's mellowed out, but he's also not the greatest looking guy, so so I also need to be a little inebriated to put him on a higher pedestal.
Okay. But now tell us about Disgust.
Hardest smash.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's got it.
Yeah.
She's got it.
It. Everything. She's very pretty. Disgust is very pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all you gotta say. I think that's honestly probably a
good
way to end it.
That's a good way to end it.
Good way to end episode 1.
I feel like we touch on everything.
Yeah.
A little bit extra.
A little bit.
A little bit extra.
I'm satisfied.
We did not talk about the second one as much as the first one.
Well, we talked about the second one.
We talked about
the first one. So.
Yeah. I feel like it evens out.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. It's episode 1.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you do the outro because I did the intro, and then I feel like next week you can do the outro. I'll do
you can do the. Oh,
or you do the. Yeah. We'll flip it for who shows who the movie. Since next week it's your movie.
Thank you for watching, everyone. Next week you can expect probably. Have you seen Interstellar?
You know, as the biggest movie buff, that you probably know. If you know a bigger movie buff than me,
I don't.
Yeah, I didn't think so. I love your ponytail right now.
Thank you.
You just started putting your hair back, and I'm just like, this is pretty.
So next week I'll show you.
Okay, yeah. You'd think I'd seen it. You think I'd have seen it, but I've never actually seen it.
Well, that'll be a treat. Look out for us on Blockbuster Banter. I forgot the name halfway through.
I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. I had you do the intro or the outro because I forgot the name.
It works for me.
All right.
Bye.
See you next week.